but happy Sunday night. We're wrapping up the weekend with similar conditions for Father's Day. If you spent any time outside today, it was warm. As a matter of fact, we had 100 degrees earlier on this Sunday, and it'll be very similar for tomorrow and Tuesday before things really start to change in our forecast. A tropical low will push through our area. Well, at least northern Mexico, and the tropical bands of rain will move in our direction, giving us a pretty good chance for some heavy rain Wednesday and Thursday. Details coming up in just a bit. Is audio working A-okay, everybody? Sounds like it's working perfectly. All right, so we are tracking just some warmth for tomorrow. If you have any plans outdoors, it's going to be another toasty one, 97 to 98 degrees outside for tomorrow. 93 Tuesday, and then notice the trend downward. This is what we're looking forward to. Summer heat between now and Tuesday, either at average or above it. And then by Wednesday and Thursday is when things start to shake up in the forecast, and that's when we'll see increased cloud cover. That'll limit the sunshine, and that'll bring down the temperature significantly. We're forecasting highs in the lower 80s Wednesday and Thursday, and depending on how much rain we receive, if it's more rain expected, that'll mean probably cooler temperatures, rain, cooled air, more cloud cover. If it's less rain, then maybe mid to upper 80s, but of course we'll show you all the details in just a minute. So also the tropical low, the moisture associated with it will move farther northwest into the Texas coast by Wednesday and Thursday. Right now, models, they're differing in opinion. Some saying some heavy rain from Houston to San Antonio. Some of them saying coastal showers and thunderstorms, and some of that moving in our direction. So it just depends on what you look at. Regardless, and big takeaway, I think it'll be coastal heavy rain, and then depending on the feeder bands as this low moves into Mexico, depending on the exact track, placement, intensity, if it's a tropical depression or if it's just a tropical low, for example, or maybe even a weak tropical storm, that'll dictate more about, again, placement, proximity, rainfall, flooding threat, and things like that. So we'll keep you up to date here on Kent's 5 and show you more details in a second. So today's numbers, it was hot, 100 degrees, 93 is average, 103 is the record on today's date. Back in 1934 is when 103 was picked up on this day in history. So it shows you how hot it can get this time of year. Now 100 today, now we're down to 89. That's the good news. 99 at Del Rio. 97 at Eagle Pass, 87 at Fredericksburg. We do need the rain, Mary. We're hoping for it. Yeah, we are hoping for it. 90 at Floresville, 85 at Beeville, 95 at Carrizo Springs. We have 80s in our eastern counties towards LaGrange, Columbus, Gonzales, Hallettsville, and towards Victoria. Heat index, not a huge spread, but there is a heat index out there because of the humidity. It feels more like the mid to lower 90s in San Antonio, upper 80s across the hill country, and very similar elsewhere you go across the South Texas region. Now radar, we're seeing mostly clutter. There may be a sprinkle out there on the northeast side, but otherwise it is quiet and mostly clear. Across Louisiana, it's a little bit more active. You can see in New Orleans, Mississippi, Alabama. That's where some scattered rain is moving through. It was a little bit more active when daytime heat was helping to produce more heavy rain. Tomorrow morning, maybe a sprinkle, maybe a stray shower, very light in nature. Otherwise, tomorrow's forecast a lot like today. High temperatures maxing out upper 90s, 97 to maybe 99, depending on where you're watching and where you're at across San Antonio, a little cooler across the hill country. Tomorrow morning, clouds move in, maybe some patchy fog, and as you saw with that future radar picture, this is a forecast model. Around 7 a.m. or so, there could be a couple of isolated showers, so I'll put a 10% chance in the forecast for that tomorrow morning, but after mid-morning, it's clear and sunny, and it's going to be hot, highs in the upper 80s. Martinez, no rain. Why? We need rain. Man, I mean, rainfall, we've been doing okay so far this year, but we need to make sure we catch up and we get all the rain we can because, you know, by July and August, we really start to go downhill. And unless it's tropical, we don't get much rain in the summertime. It's always just hot and sunny. Okay, so that is tomorrow's forecast. 7 a.m., a couple of stray showers here and there, maybe a few sprinkles and a light downpour here and there. After mid-morning, skies clear, and there may be a couple of isolated storms south and east during the afternoon. Otherwise, fairly dry with highs in the upper 80s and upper 80s by about 8 o'clock tomorrow night this time. Okay, very, very important. This is what everyone's trying to and get more information on. You'll probably see it on social media as well. It's making weather headlines everywhere, and it's aiming its sights on the Texas Gulf Coast. Now remember, hurricane season began on June 1st. We're midway through June. And right now the Hurricane Center is giving this area a high chance, probably about a 70% chance at tropical storm development. If it were to be named, the first name on the 2024 list of names is Alberto. So if this were to be named, it'd be Tropical Storm Alberto. Now, if you look closely, there's also an area flagged possible development. It's a low chance, that's a yellow. So not a huge concern off the eastern coast of Florida. So we're not too concerned about that. We're more concerned about this area right here. Now, there's a lot of dry air in eastern Mexico, and that is what this particular tropical system will have to battle and try and fight as it tries to push northwest, which is where it's aiming its sights. I think the models are doing a good job on this. Anywhere from Brownsville, the valley southward is where the center of circulation will push into. However, remember, these systems, they spin counterclockwise. So despite it moving into Mexico, San Antonio, Corpus Christi, Houston, entire South Texas region is on the northern fringe of that tropical low, that tropical center of circulation. So if it does push into northern Mexico, we'll get a few of the outer bands of rain of the tropical moisture. So again, high chance of development. Even if it were to be named, it's still going to mean heavy rain, winds, high waves for the Texas Gulf Coast. No big surprise there. We're not expecting it to become a hurricane. It's just going to it's going to battle a lot of dry air. The Gulf of Mexico is warm, but it's still early in the season. So you can see as we run that back, Tuesday at 3 o'clock, Tuesday night. Here's Wednesday morning for the coastal bend. And then Wednesday afternoon is when these bands of rain move through San Antonio. Same thing Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And then rain chances start to back up Thursday night into Friday, depending on exactly how fast, how slow, and how developed this next tropical system is in the Gulf of Mexico. Now, regardless, the rainfall forecast, the trends, the model data, it's all going upward. I mean, 3 days ago, San Antonio was in that green to blue. 1 to 2 days ago, it was in the blue to purple. Now it's in the red to yellow. So main takeaway, the trend is upward for the rainfall forecast. Take this with a grain of salt because not everyone's going to see 4 to 5 inches. There will be some coastal communities that don't see much. It just depends on where these tropical bands of rain set up, and wherever they do set up, that'll likely mean some ongoing, consistent heavy rain that could lead to some localized flooding between here, Corpus Christi, Houston, and southeast Texas. On average, we're forecasting about 1 to 3 inches around the San Antonio metro, and the farther southeast you go, towards the Gulf of Mexico, towards the coast, the higher the rainfall amounts will be Wednesday, Thursday. That'll be the main days we see the bulk of rainfall here in San Antonio and for most of the South Texas region. So we'll have to keep a close eye on the tropical system. Again, maybe a tropical depression, maybe a weekend tropical storm. Regardless of development, it just means high waves and lots of tropical rain for the coast, and some of that will move in our direction. Wednesday, 60 to 70%. Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night for some good rain, scattered to maybe numerous showers, again, depending on the intensity and timing of this tropical system. We'll have more data tomorrow and Tuesday, and we'll have more of the precise high-resolution forecasts, which will keep you up to date here on KENS 5. Look at those temperatures, though, 85 to 83 Wednesday and Thursday, and depending on how much rain we get, we may not even see highs right there. We may see them as cool as 80 or 79. Who knows? We really have to see how this tropical system strengthens and develops over the next couple days in the Gulf of Mexico. And that will dictate more about the exact details on our 7-day forecast. 89 Friday, a couple of backup lingering showers Friday and Saturday. Otherwise, next weekend this time, it should be clearing out slowly. Highs back near average, near normal. 92, 93, 94. And again, yeah, that's really going to bring a huge and significant temperature difference, and we desperately need that. Last few weeks have been extremely hot. It's been extremely warm. Hundreds every day, heat index near 105. It's been incredibly hot. And see, it's not even summer. Summer officially begins this Thursday, guys. So Juneteenth, Wednesday, the first day of summer is Thursday. And ironically, it's not going to feel like summer at all. will be about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than normal. And again, depending on the exact timing, movement, strength, and intensity of this tropical system in the Gulf of Mexico, that'll determine more about the details we see on Wednesday and Thursday. But right now, pretty good chances for rain. Midweek, 60 to 70% chance Wednesday. Similar Wednesday night into Thursday, and then rain chances slowly back off Friday and Saturday, depending on how fast or how slow that tropical system moves into Mexico and into deep South Texas. We'll keep you up to date. Keep it here on KENS 5, and tune in to KENS 5 News at 10 for more on the weather forecast and tropics and everything you need to know around San Antonio. Otherwise, that is your 7-day holiday, 85, 83 Thursday, and a pretty good chance at some soaking rains and some finally, some cooler temperatures. Be safe, guys, and have a great week ahead. Highs near 97 tomorrow and back near 93 Tuesday, and some cooler weather and some increased rain chances Wednesday and Thursday.